Previously on Urban Gun Reviews.
What's going on, gun family? Urban Gun Reviews, and today on the channel I'll be doing a review and my first shots from the Taurus G3. Let's check it out. Got the Taurus G3. We're gonna do the first shots. In that we got a 15 round mag and a 17 round mag. We're gonna do the 17 round mag on this one, and let's see how it shoots. Hot. Alright, so the Taurus G3 is a pistol, semi-automatic pistol chamber in 9mm. It ran me 254 bucks. Oh Lord! I got it at my local Rural King. It's a striker fire pistol. It comes with a 15 round magazine and a 17 round magazine. The overall length is 7.3 inches. The height is 5.2 inches. The width is 1.20 inches. The weight is 24.83 ounces. It has a full-size frame, a 4-inch barrel. It has a fixed front sight and a drift adjustable rear sight. So let's get into the review part of this video. I actually was really into the Taurus G2C. That was the original Taurus that I was gonna buy when it came out a couple years ago, or last year, or whenever it came out. It's my first Taurus pistol or Taurus gun in any, any form. This is the first that I've ever owned. Like I said, I really was interested in G2C. I was into compacts and micros and all that stuff. So the G2C kind of fit in the niche of what I was looking for when it came to a striker fire 9mm pistol. And for whatever reason, I never ended up getting one. Pre-pandemic, so they were out there. I could always ran and got one. They were super cheap. I think at some point they were like 206 bucks. But like I said, for whatever reason, I never got one. So I always kind of had an interest in it. I wanted to check out Taurus because I was like, it's a budget gun, and I like to do reviews for all type of people who can afford higher price guns, people who can only afford budget guns. Me myself, I like all different kinds of guns, and I'm down to try out any gun and see what it's about. So in reviewing this, it's a pretty solid handgun, from the time that I had it out, being that ammo restraints or ammo cost is so high. At the range that I was at, Elite Firearms and training in Bridgeville, PA, it was $30 for a box of 50 rounds of 9mm ammo. Oh Lord! So I didn't do my normal run through of rounds that I put through a firearm. So instead of the 500, which is my test period, I only put 100 through this. And I forget what kind of ammo it is. I'll put a picture up so y'all can check it out. But 100 rounds through this was all that I was able to do, and I didn't use any steel cased ammo. So, you know, I like to use steel case ammo to dirty up the gun and see if it can still run that way. But I can say that throughout me reviewing this gun, that it ran solid. You know what I mean? I had no issues with it. It shot the way it was supposed to shoot. The rounds that I put through it, I had no issues, no misfires, no failure to eject any round or anything, you know what I mean? So it did what it's supposed to do. I shot the gun upside down, it ejected the rounds and loaded up the next round. So that's always a good sign, you know what I mean? That's my little test that I like to do. And I'd like to put this little disclaimer in that test that I do, shooting the gun upside down, is in no way, shape, or form a deterrent if it doesn't actually cycle the next round or however it performs, you know what I mean? And so it's not something that you should base oh, I'm gonna get this gun, or I'm not gonna get this gun based on those facts from that test. It's just something that I do. I always like to put that out there because I don't want anybody to think that, oh, you shouldn't get it because it did do this or it didn't do this, you know what I mean? So it's just something that I do.
Where do you want me to aim? See wherever you want to shoot.
Just wherever you're aiming at, aiming lower.
Okay.
As far as it shooting without a magazine, it did do that. I shot it, I think I put 1 or 2 rounds through it without a magazine being in the gun. The sights on the G3 aren't bad. I wouldn't say that they're the greatest, but they're definitely not the worst. I actually think that they're off. I might have to adjust them. I felt like it was shooting high. A lot of my shots were higher than where I predicted they would be. So I'm definitely going to adjust these sights eventually, you know what I mean, whenever I get around to it. But all in all, it was a solid shooter. Ergonomics on this gun, that might be probably the biggest issue that I have with this gun, is just the ergonomics, you know what I mean? And when I say ergonomics, I just mean in the grip, it kind of just doesn't fit right with my hand. Maybe it's just the web of my hand or however, but when I hold it, this in here, it just doesn't feel natural, you know what I mean? Don't really have a natural feel to me. So that was probably my biggest, if I had any other issues. That was the only issue that I really had. We have grooves in the frame on both sides, and you can rest your pointer finger, trigger finger in there, and then on the opposite side you have one for your thumb, and you can rest your thumb in there as well. So that is comfortable. That's a feature that I appreciate that Taurus threw in there. But like I said, it's just this grip right here, it just doesn't sit right with my hand for some reason. I feel like I can get a good grip on here. I feel like it's solid. It just doesn't really feel comfortable to me. Now, as far as the texturing on the grip, sandpaper type texture, but it's not, it didn't irritate my hand or make my hand feel uncomfortable at all. The texture had nothing to do with why I'm not really fond of the grip, you know what I mean? But other than that, ergonomics was solid on this gun. It shot well, you know what I mean? Like I said, it shot really well, and I can't even say that it surprised me because I didn't really think that it was going to do bad. You got the frame manual safety. Not a fan of that, but it's there, and you know, if it's there, even if you don't use it, it's quite easily manipulated. So it could be, you know, you put this in your holster if you carry with a holster, if you put it in your jeans, wherever you put it, your gym bag, in your vehicle, however or wherever you store this and put it, I believe that it can be manipulated fairly easy. So I will watch out and always, you know, train with it that way. So therefore, if you need to disengage it, then you can do it. You know what I mean? So it's better to train that way so you know how to do it than to not train that way and kind of fumble around with it in a situation where you need to be quick draw McGraw. You know what I mean? But that's just one thing that I don't like. We got front and rear cocking serration. So if you want to do press checks or anything like that, you can do that. The slide is fairly easy, easily manipulated. I like that. We got Glock style takedown levers. That's pretty solid. Mag release is reversible. It's not ambidextrous, but it is reversible. And your slide catch or slide stop, however you want to call it, is only on one side of the pistol and is not reversible. Them finger grooves I told you about earlier on both sides of the pistol. You have a 1913 Picatinny style rail, so you can put your, you know, lights and whatever else you want to put on there. You can do that. We have a trigger blade safety, so in order for your trigger to be manipulated to fire, this trigger blade has to be pressed in, or you will not be able to fire your handgun. One thing that I felt weird about, I didn't really understand it at first, and I had to read up on it, is that the Taurus G3 has second strike capabilities. And if you're like me, you know what I mean, and you might actually know what it is. Me personally, I didn't understand what second strike capabilities means. And I mean, from just a common sense standpoint, second strike capabilities, when I thought about it, to me it meant that you could just fire the gun again, you know what I mean? That's what I thought, and that's basically what it is. But second strike capabilities in a nutshell is if you have a bad primer, and say you're shooting and the gun doesn't go off, and you have a bad primer strike, then instead of you having to tap rack and try to eject that round, then you have the ability to just continue to pull that trigger. You know what I mean? You have that ability. Now, one thing about the second strike capability is the trigger pull is different when you're in second strike capability mode. You know what I mean? So you see how the trigger is, it's kind of, you know what I mean, some pull, some take up, you know what I mean, a lot of sponginess in there, and then you get your click. Now, if you're just in regular mode, then you see the take up isn't as much, and you see you get all the way to the rear of the gun before it even fires. Then you get it right there, you know what I mean? And then your second shot, your reset, right there, you know what I mean? So fairly decent reset, boom. Now in second strike capability mode, when you fire that round in second strike, and then check the reset out now. Resets all the way out here. You know what I mean? So big difference in the reset when you're in second strike compared to the regular mode that it's in. Let's check it out one more time. Second strike and the reset all the way here. You know what I mean? So a lot of travel difference between those two. It's a nice thing to have. This is the only pistol that I believe that I have that it has that capability, and it's something nice, you know what I mean? You know, it cuts out some steps in case you have a misfire or a bad primer, that you won't have to tap rack and you know, eject that round. So I definitely can respect that from a gun lover perspective. Another thing that I kind of wasn't feeling was the trigger guard cut, you know, and that might even be one of the reasons why my grip was kind of disturbed, I should say. Is like the trigger guard cut is not really deep, so you know what I mean, it's just, I can actually feel a little irritation right there. So maybe that could be it too, you know what I mean, that the trigger guard isn't really high, you know what I mean, as far as the cut goes. The trigger guard isn't really wide. You can use a glove to fire this, but it is you know, average size, so you might run into issues with your glove manipulating that trigger. So that's something definitely to watch out for. Like I said, it's not really too wide, but it's, you know, it's doable, you know what I mean, you can do it. Show you the mag ejection. This is the 15 round with the flat base plate, and the mag ejection fairly positive. You see it just jumps out of there, so you got a good magazine ejection. Try out the 17 round, and 17 round gives you that little bit of extension, but it shoots out the gun as well. Really positive ejection, and I like that. You do get a, you know, slight lip on these magazines to be able to rip the magazine out of there if it was to get jammed in the gun or something like that. So you do get a slight lip to be able to do that if you need to. The magazines for the Taurus G3 are made from Metgar, and they have witness holes for every round, so you'll be able to see all 17 in the 17 round magazine, and you'll be able to see all 15 in the 15 round magazine. The Taurus G3 has a black polymer frame, and the frames come in a few different color configurations. I want to say that they have OD green, black, gray, and tan. So it's 4 different color configurations for the frame. As far as the stainless steel slide, this is matte black, and I do believe it has one other frame, slide option, but I can't remember really what that is, but I believe it does have one more option. One thing that I wouldn't really say that I don't like, but it has the Glock style takedown levers. Now I do like the Glock style takedown levers, but there is kind of a negative aspect to them, and that's if you get dirt, say you drop your gun in water or mud or dust or sand or whatever, you know what I mean, then underneath these takedown levers right here, you see that there's holes, you know what I mean, to be able to pull them down, obviously, but you can get dirt, dust, and debris in there, which can make it hard to be able to field strip your firearm if you needed to field strip it. Now you would have to probably blow it out with some type of compressed air or something like that to be able to get to it. Like I said, it's a problem that 9 out of 10 people won't even have that problem, but it's worth mentioning because you just never know, and it's something that could actually happen to you. I like the finish of the slide, the matte black, but I don't think that it's made of the most durable quality or the most durable material. I already see some parts on the slide where they're either wearing or this is discoloration, and I mean, this is a budget gun. I'm not complaining about it. Really respect this gun, and I appreciate this gun. I like it, so you know what I mean, I'm not going to sit there and cry, but I'm just going to mention that because you know, a lot of people get in their feelings about, you know, their firearm if it, you know, stuff like that happens. So this has never been in a holster. It doesn't like go in a vehicle. Like this literally has been in my basement on my review table, and one time that I took it to the range, it was in my gun bag for probably about an hour or so, you know what I mean? So it's not like this gun has been taken all over the place and rubbing all over different materials and scratching and scraping it up. It's really literally been sitting on my review table for weeks now, you know what I mean? So like I said, not a big issue, but worth mentioning.
Taurus G3, 15 round mag. See if it will shoot with without the mag in it. Right. So we're hot now for the beat. Shoots without the mag in it. So that works. If you slam it home, it will close your slide. So that's good. Alright, now I'm trying an upside down test, and that's basically for reliability. Just shooting the firearm upside down, 2 rounds loaded up. Let's check it out and see if it works. So I fired both rounds and ejected both rounds. So no problem as far as shooting upside down for functionality, reliability.
All right, so wrapping up this review, would I recommend the Taurus G3? And without a doubt, I would definitely 100% recommend the Taurus G3. I mean, there's no reasons that I wouldn't. You know, it fires, it works, it looks good, feels good. It's solid, you know what I mean? It's reliable. I really have no major negative things to say about the Taurus G3. You know, if you're not into manual safeties, frame safeties, okay, you know what I mean? But there's tons of people that are, so this one's right down your alley. I kind of wish they would have made a version without it, but like I said, not major. You get the bells and whistles. You get front and rear cocking serrations, 19, 13 Picatinny rail. You get a couple different safeties on here. It's a solid gun, you know what I mean? For the price that you're paying, you wouldn't expect all the features that you get out of a $250 gun. You know what I mean? You would expect the bare minimum. You know, you expect high point type quality. And, you know, no disrespect to high point, but you wouldn't expect to get all the features that you get out the Taurus handgun. So definitely thumbs up to Taurus for putting out a firearm that exceeds budget gun expectation. I love it. I would recommend it. Anybody who's getting into firearms and just wants to, you know what I mean, see if you'll like, you know, the firearms, firearms and stuff, I would recommend it. Grab you one of these, 250 bucks, not gonna break the bank. And you know what I mean, worst come to worst, if you don't like it, you can resell it. You know what I mean? It's a gun that, you know what I mean, people would hop on this. And in the times, you know, that we in now, it's a little hard to find, you know what I mean? Because everybody's buying guns. So maybe you'll be able to resell yours and make all of your money back. So a lot of features with the Taurus G3. I'm definitely loving it. For my first Taurus gun, I'm feeling it. No problems with Taurus, and I respect them for putting out a quality gun. I don't even want to say quality budget gun, because that's just the extra. Just a quality firearm in general, you know what I mean? And for all the features, like I said, that you get, you would expect to pay double the price that you're paying for this. But I ain't mad, and definitely go out and get you a Taurus G3 if you're in the market for it. But it's Urban Gun Reviews. If this video helps you in any way, let me know by clicking the thumbs up. If you're not subscribed to the channel, you can do that easily by clicking on the AR-15 in the bottom right hand corner of your screen. If you're not following me on all my social media sites, all that information is in the description. And as always, gun family, stay blessed, stay strapped.